Hello and welcome to today's video. Today is my empties for the months of August and September. So I know this is going up a little bit late, but I have a ton of empties to talk about this month. Let's start with makeup and then we'll move into body stuff and then skincare. So first off, I have an item that's not going into my yearly value total of things that I've used up, but I do have one item that I'm decluttering, and this is a Revlon Color Stay Cream Shadow in, I don't know, some gold shade. I don't really know. Oh, $7.25. I don't know if that's the fancy name or what. To me, I am decluttering this because it's drying out. I have to push pretty hard in there, and even then, when it was new, it was kind of lackluster. I think I meant to grab a different one that had better reviews, and because some of these colors, if I remember correctly, were hit and miss. Some of them were pretty nice, and some of them were just kind of duds, and I think this was one of the ones that initially was a dud. I made a little bit of a dip in there. Really, I mean, really not an excuse. I didn't get my money's worth out of this. A little bit disappointed in myself, but you know, you live, you learn. I don't think cream eyeshadows are for me. That's okay. Besides super chalk shadows, I do like those, but yeah, these kind of things I'm not likely to use as a base, and this kind of shade, you know, you have a million times over in your collection. This was something that I bought pretty early on in me trying to figure out what my preferences were. So all in all, definitely a lesson learned. Luckily, I didn't buy more than one of these. So this one is being decluttered, and we're moving on to some other things that are actually real empties. So for the months of August and September, I have three, ooh, these are so gross. I have 3 pairs of lashes that I use up. One here, and then there's one in this box. And I have to say, okay, one of these, the one that I'm gonna open up, I found it a really budget store in Alabama when I was visiting family, and it was an Ardell brand, and it was supposed to be this double up kind of floofy thing. Can you see that? It looks so nice in the package. I go to pull them out and put them on for the first time ever, and they were horrible. They were they just curled up instead of sticking to my eyelid. I think I got maybe 2 wears out of them because they just kind of did what they wanted to do, which was a huge letdown and not really what I experienced with normal Ardell lashes. So these here that are worn to slap death, they literally just broke apart on me finally. These lasted so long. I'm wearing a pair of Ardell lashes today that have lasted a super long time. And then these here, also super long lasting, for the price, I get a good amount of wears from them where I feel good about the money that I've spent on them. But yeah, that was my first experience with an Ardell lash that I was these are trash. So from now on, I'm kind of gonna be a little bit more picky, and I'm gonna stick to the faux mink style. I think that's the best quality that they make. So that's a lesson learned for me, is that I don't trust everything that they put out, but they're really good value. So I don't mean to crap all over the brand by themselves, but I did come across one style of lash that was just absolute trash. Anyways, long story there. Next up, I finally finished my Ulta Matte Primer. Oh my God. I feel like I've been working on this for years, and I got Bo to help me squeeze every little bit of this guy out. It's gone. I'm so excited. I don't think it's worth the price. I mean, okay, I think if I looked on my sheet correctly, this primer retails for about $18 at Ulta, which I know I didn't pay that because they have a ton of sales all the time. But to price this at $18 is just ridiculous, because I don't think, it didn't keep me matte. It's just a normal primer, and to me it was just lackluster. It didn't do anything other than maybe give you a little bit of pore filling, maybe, because it's one of those silicone primers. So never again. Next up, I have a Soap & Glory lip gloss, and this was in the shade Candy Queen. Really super easy to wear. This one lasted me so much longer than my Ulta lip glosses. I was shocked at how many uses I got out of this guy. Glad to have one gone. I have so many glosses in my collection, and I need to get some out, so did that. And then we have a matte foundation from Maybelline. This one, I really think, I mean, I know it got a lot of hype back in the day, but I think it's deserving of it. I think it's a nice, solid drugstore option. I don't think it's too drying, because I have very combo skin. The outsides of my skin and face get very dry, especially around my chin, but my nose and my little bit of my forehead can get super oily. And this is one that I think just looked good on me. I'm currently trying to finish the Dewy and Smooth counterpart to this foundation. I'm not a fan of it as much as I'm a fan of this one. So to me, this is one that I don't think I will repurchase for a while, but when people ask me on Facebook, or friends message me about like what kind of foundation should they try, and when I start to ask like, well, what kind of skin type do you have, and maybe they don't quite know, I will typically kind of use this as my safe recommendation, because I just think that it's, for a drugstore, like I think it's like $7.99 or $8.99, like dollar wise, like it's not a bad foundation. It's pretty dang good and reliable, and so I tend to steer people towards this foundation. So to me, it gets a thumbs up. I also used up an W7 Absolute Lashes mascara. This is what the wand looks like. To me, this was a little bit lackluster. I think this thing dried out way too quick, in my opinion. I tend to like plastic bristle brushes, but this one was a little bit too stabby, pokey, so not my favorite. But yeah, not my favorite. Moving into one that I actually really did like, and I'm kind of sad it's gone, is this Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer. It's like a brow mascara, and this one has this cool like paddle applicator. So when you first open it, like a brand new tube of this, it was like almost too much on the paddle, and you had to kind of wipe some off, or else your brows would be a little bit too crazy. But as you use some, and as it kind of dried out a little bit, it was perfect. I'm going to miss this paddle applicator, and the sad thing is I think they discontinued this thing, which makes me so sad, because there was so much product in this thing. It took me over a year to finish this, but I really enjoyed it. So a little sad, but it's okay. There are so many brow products there. I know that I'll find something else, hopefully with an applicator similar to that I also love. I also used up finally my butter bronzer from Physicians Formula. I really enjoy this bronzer. I actually bought the darker version of this, and I have opened it, and I really enjoy that shade compared to this shade. For me, I like a little bit of a heavier bronzer because I got a big ass forehead, and and I need to make people think maybe it's not as big as it is. So for me, I had to work to kind of build this up, especially during the summer. But the darker one, I prefer more. If you're my skin tone or lighter, you probably want to stick with this one. But I really like these. I think they're nice. I like the smell of them. I don't like the packaging. I mean, I think I'm saying the same thing everybody on the internet says about these products. Moving into, these are like more body stuff. I used up a nail polish remover, because I'm wearing nail polish nowadays, which I'm very excited about. I also used up 3. I only have 2 here. I'll try to insert a photo of, we were in Rome vacationing, and I stepped on one of these and shattered it. It was a glass one, shattered it, and luckily the glass was so thin that it gave me the smallest little cut on my foot, but it didn't get embedded in my foot. I didn't have any issues. We were able to clean it up super easily, but oh my goodness. Yeah, I crushed a Juicy Couture Rose one, which I really like the scent of. And then I also have a Juicy Couture Wheat and a Lancome La Vie est Belle. I'm probably saying that horribly. I'm kind of embarrassing myself, but it's okay. To me, out of the 3 perfumes, this Lancome one, oh my god, it smells amazing. It's very I'm not very good at explaining scents, but I think it has like a vanilla-y kind of scent to it. Very sweet. But also, this thing lasted forever. I would actually consider picking up the full size of this, because I could put it on, and I swear to you, one day I wore it, went to bed that night, woke up the next day, and still smelled it on myself. And I was like, wow, that is impressive. So to me, that one is 5 stars. You get 2 thumbs up, because that's just the lasting power in that is insane. So moving into the last bit of this, which is skincare. I used my Yes2 Grapefruit Night Mask. Not a fan. I like the consistency of it. I liked how it felt on my skin, but has too much. These Yes2 products, I'm finding, because this is not the first moisturizer that I've tried from them, they have too much fragrance in them, and after a while they start to irritate my skin, makes my skin peel. Not a fan. This thing, Coconut Micellar Makeup Melter from First Aid Beauty. Absolute trash. I picked it up at TJ Maxx for $9.99, and I'm telling you, absolute trash. I could squirt this into my hand, 2-3 pumps, go to put it on my face, like rub it all around, and like my makeup still looked the same. Didn't melt anything off. I had to wash my face. I ended up having to wash my face like 4 or 5 times by the end of the night to get everything off my face. And all it did was make my skin so irritated every night that I couldn't use my normal like creams that I've been using for over a year, like my skincare regimen. So this thing, I'm too stubborn to throw it away. So I finally used it all, but oh my goodness, if you see this, like run in the other direction because it's absolute trash, absolute trash. And then I also finally finished the Mary Kay Time Wise Replenishing Lotion that came, it was like so old, embarrassingly old. I think I got this around the time that I got married, and I've been married about almost 10 years. We're just past the 9-year mark. So that's disgusting now that I think about it. But I finally used the lotion part of this. You got a ton of exfoliator in it, but I don't think it's necessary. I think there are a lot other, like, I think especially if you're my age and you have, or you're getting older and your skin's a little bit just not as rebounding as nicely as it used to, you kind of need a chemical one, in my opinion. I think chemical ones are where it's at. They're a little less abrasive. They do a little less damage to your skin. So moving on from, I'm gonna try to, me and physical exfoliators, we're trying to break up. It's a slow breakup, but we're trying to break up. And then the last thing I have here is I used up another vanity cream bar, which I feel like I used one in my last update. So that's really quick to go through one. So I kind of have a suspicion that Bo might be stealing my vanity cream bar, which just means that either he likes it for his face, which I doubt it because he hasn't told me that, or occasionally when we run out of like our bar soap in the shower, he was probably reaching for my face like vanity cream bar. So I'm gonna have to talk to him about that, threaten his life possibly. But yeah, anyways, let's talk numbers really quickly. For the month of August and September, I used a total of $147.50, which brings me to, drumroll for the year, $610.97. So I'm super excited for that. I think that maybe I'm on, like maybe by the end of the year, I'll be able to hit $1,000 of like products used. We'll see. I'm really excited about that. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you say hello in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.